But hey, thank y'all for tuning in. It's gonna be a good episode.
I be so sick of you niggas, y'all contradicting. I be so bold myself, make you come and
Got what you need, long as you got the paper. Line it up.
around me. Treat me like water, why you baby out? Arguments.
All right, back to another.
What you just say? Reaction video, man. Your boy pick, man. I don't even know what we reacted to, but we reacted to it. But hey, we got y'all boy Drizzy suing everybody. I just got this letter in the mail. I'm being sued too. I'm like, how you suing me? What you suing me for? I'm like, bro, what you suing me for? But yeah, man, it's just crazy, man. Niggas is getting sued. Drake sued me for no reason, y'all. But yeah, man, what's been up, man? Let's see if we get some more people here. We got 7 on X, 1 on Twitch. I just got live on YouTube. What y'all been on, gang? What y'all been on, gang? If I ain't been, hey, y'all be sure to hit that link. That link is in the comments right now. Hit that link and join the stream. Join the stream. Talk to me. What y'all thoughts? Give me y'all thoughts. Twister released. Hey, bro, y'all see Young Thug spiraling out? Ack had the perfect Ack had the uh perfect he had the perfect explanation. It's talking about the all right, y'all, here we go.
Drama or even their music is about their relationship drama, you kind of end up having to talk about their relationship or lack thereof. The Stefan Diggs guy, you end up having to talk about it. So honestly, chat, because I didn't know this was a big deal, but it was a big deal. I didn't know that nobody knew some of these people that so-and-so did whatever with. So I said it nonchalantly because I be thinking the female page is up on everything. And everybody and their mama hit me like, dog, why you confirm it? I'm like, what? What do you mean confirm what? Like, why you confirm, bro? I'm like, what y'all talking about? Ain't nobody knew that. I'm like, oh, damn. So that's the last time I was on stream. I was getting a bunch of calls. Everybody was like, damn, why you had to I'm like, damn, did I snitch? I didn't think I snitched. I thought the female pages knew this shit already. Then everybody knew that. Let me not even bring it up again because I was like, I felt bad. I shouldn't have said it. I thought everybody knew though. Fuck. My bad. Anyway, whatever. Let me not get back into it. Baby album is pushed back for good reason. He better. Y'all seen Gunna out here. I'm gonna be honest with you. Young Thug need like a young. Of course, I don't believe personally because of his impact, because of his talent, because of his creativity. I don't believe that Young Thug could ever Meek Mill himself, but this nigga's trying. Like, Young Thug is doing everything but what we need him to do. And what he doesn't realize is that it's going to taint and tint the music when we hear it. And it's going to make us feel a way based on just everything he keeps tweeting. We get it, brother. You don't like Gunna. We get it. Brother, just meet up with him and shoot the fade or something. Like, you know, and obviously it's personal to Thug because he went to jail. And clearly in his story, he blames Gunna for this somehow. So, like, I could see him saying, nah, fuck what y'all niggas is saying. It's bigger than music. Like, nah, I don't like this nigga. However, we got to be honest, man. Every time he tweets about it and we're not getting fire music and he's not talking about it in music, it kind of like looks like, yet Gunna drops a pretty good album. Everybody's saying the album's amazing. Yeah, everybody, have y'all heard Gunna's album? Pretty good. By the way, you know, the label projections for Gunna album was 70, 75. This is how much word of mouth actually works. By the way, every time an artist drops an album, there's a label projection. You know what I mean? Like, come on, they're spending millions of dollars. They know kind of what they're to expect first week. Shoot past it. You know why Gunna shot past it? It's word of mouth. Word of mouth is the best promotion. You can't buy it. Everybody's saying, yo, you heard that Gunna shit? That shit hot. Everybody's going to check it out. Shit, by the time it's finalized, Gunna might do 95. Might even touch 100K, honestly. Why? Because the review by fans and people talking about it has been very positive. If he got anything to say, he'd throw a few little pot shots in the music, but he's keeping it moving. It's working for him. The other people involved who are doing overt, obvious disses, it doesn't look like it's working for them. It feels like they're trying to get fans to commit to what they feel is important, and everybody looking at them like, okay, tell us some more about how he's a snitch. Okay, so where's the music now? To the point that, and this was the craziest part of it all. By the way, I want to let y'all know, I believe Gunna told too. I do believe he told. You get what I'm saying? Not because he took a plea as per the agreement of the plea where he admitted that YSL's a gang, pretty much everything they were charged with in a RICO, he admitted it. That's pretty much telling. Like, if you admit it, you're telling, brother. You know what I mean? And I know some people are like, well, that's what's the point of a plea. Well,
So, mama.
What you doing?
No, huh?
You at home?
Mm-hmm.
Oh.
She
I
get.
need to call you. Get these smells. They're so pretty.
Let me see. Oh.
I tried to get them to go up that thing, but they don't like heights.
They didn't. Oh no. Oh no. I couldn't do it. That's way up there.
Yeah, here's our ship. Let me show you. Let me turn my camera
Let
around.
me see.
That's our ship.
Okay, that is big.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Dang, that
I
is
keep telling y'all to
big.
go on the cruise. Y'all don't
Yeah, I
wanna
want to go. What you mean? I want to go.
It's real nice.
That is
Well, I can't
nice.
go through the security. I
All
can't
right.
get through security.
All right.
Okay,
Bye bye. My mama, yeah.
Young Thug also took a plea, but he admitted nothing. So there's different ways to take a plea. So I do believe he told. Do I give a fuck if he told? No. 6ix9ine is my homie. I don't care, right? So initially, I was just like, y'all treat Gunna with the same energy that y'all would treat 6ix9ine. But I'm gonna be honest with you. And I don't know if 6ix9ine has realized this, because I remember him calling me a couple times, like early on when this kicked off. And he was just like, yo, niggas ain't gonna say nothing to Gunna. Like, he's not getting blackballed from playlists or nothing. And I agree with 6ix9ine. It was a big double standard. Because again, if you told, you told. It is what it is. What I do believe what happened is that Gunna is carrying it in a way that is much more digestible to the majority of the rap industry that aren't gang members, aren't street niggas. He's not throwing it in their face like 6ix9ine did. Yeah, I ratted and what? I came home to a big bag. That shit was just like, yo, you're just telling us we ain't shit. The way Gunna is carrying it, I think Gunna's giving a bunch of excuses. I was confused. I didn't know what they was doing. It was a lawyer's job to make sure I ain't. Like, he said a couple things, whatever he said. You know, I think people just realize at a point it's an understandable way. He wasn't really down with all the get down. He wasn't like he's really a Crip, their bloods. Like we made all type of excuses for Gunna, and that's why he's been allowed, if you ask me, to kind of skate by. And he's not just harping on that fact. He went back to the lab, got himself right mentally, physically. He looks the best he's ever looked. I don't know if he's Ozempic, but I see him working all the time. And now we're seeing him make the best music ever. He's really locked in. You could tell he's like, maybe he used to be off some lean or some drugs. And because most of these artists, when they drop some bullshit projects, them projects is curated by a altered state of mind. Like they're off of lean, Zans, perks. They're off of some Molly, some K2. Of course it sounds hot fuck, nigga. You can't even, like the regular cadence and harmonies and beat patterns is going to sound good to you because you're fucking high. You could tell Gunna has refined his talent, his skill. He's always been a great beat picker. He's picked amazing beats. He's locked in. You know, a bunch of producers shunned him. The nigga locked back in. So I gotta say, that is what you would hope that any artist going through it, and whether it's a snitch allegation, whether they're calling you a certified PDF, that if you feel you need to do a comeback or whatever, you're gonna lock in musically and be more on point than you've ever been before. I'm being honest. If you've listened to Gunna, he's always rap good, but Gunna, he's looked way more like an artiste than ever before, and I got to give him credit for that. And this is why I be looking at Lil Baby and thugging him, and I'm like, the reason I'm saying y'all might Meek Mill yourself is because people want to root for y'all, but y'all keep giving people reasons to be like, yo, these niggas hating. Like that's where I think the lack of, you know, the lack of understanding what's happening for them, like they only can see from their perspective. So they're like, nah, we've been telling you we don't fuck with snitches, so we gonna tell you fuck these snitches. And it's like, dog, we're now starting to look at y'all like haters. And one thing,
see, this is what I was saying when I said Act told it like it was. This is what I was saying. Act told this exactly how it is. Like, bro, ain't nobody caring about you, thug. Like, this gun's time. This gun's time, big dog.
About people collectively. It's like we like to get on people, Jones on people, we like to whatever, but we never like to be seen as a flat out hater, like somebody who's just straight up negative. And I think that's where I think Young Thug and Lil Baby are standing to fit in this narrative, and they're tying their stories and their albums completely to Gunna. Y'all tell me right now, as soon as Young Thug dropped, the first thing they ain't gonna say or see on social media is, yo, man, Gunna album better than this, or damn, he really outdid Gunna. It's gonna be one way or the other. You're now intuitively tied to the guy you claim you hate or you want to get away from. So I look at that and I look at that there, you know, if I was them, I would act unbothered. I'm gonna be honest with you, I would do shit behind the scenes. This is what most artists do shit behind the scenes. Yo, if y'all booking me on Rolling Loud and Gunna's there, I'm not doing Rolling Loud. Y'all booking me to do Birthday Bash and Gunna's coming, I'm not doing that. Use your power and your presence to kind of isolate that nigga away from all the shit you fuck with. Yo, y'all doing a record, y'all want him, oh, he gonna be on your album, I'm cool. I don't want to be on nothing with that nigga. I don't want to fake kick it with you niggas. Cool. I think that's the way to do it. That's how most artists do it. I'm being honest with y'all. The big artists, when they got beef with somebody, they stifle their career by just telling everybody else, I ain't fucking with him. And by the way, that they tried to do that to Gunna. There's a bunch of artists that was told, yo, listen, we ain't fucking with that. We ain't fucking with Buddy right now. You do a feature, do a beat. We not fucking with you. However, it's been like 2 years now. Gunna's still on road. He's still surviving. Some people are coming back around to be like, who he tell on again? Well, Young Thug free. Like, they're not making up excuses for themselves to work with Gunna because Gunna's now, he's a successful artist without all of it. Remember, they were like, yo, he can't do a show after that. Did two sold out Barclays show, went to the Forum. Oh, we can't come back to Atlanta. Went to Atlanta, did a sold out show. It's going to happen. So anyway, let me kind of get into what has been happening with this situation. There was a leaked song supposedly that was going to be on Lil Baby's project that got pushed back, it seems. And it was a song that Young Thug was on. Now, this is also another thing. And again, I'm speaking objectively here as a rap critic. I don't know these niggas like that. I don't have no type of horse in the race, either or. I don't care. I think that Young Thug has been making several mistakes. We all love the relationship he has with him and Mariah, which we'll get into that too. She said some crazy
Talk
shit.
about it.
Yo, sometimes you got to keep this chick off the mic, man. Yo, no, keep her in the booth. She can sing, but what the fuck? Anyway, it was an interview that she did. But one of the mistakes I think Thug is making is that he's making his comeback journey to almost be the fuck Gunna campaign. Big mistake. Gunna is not really, he is throwing shots, but it's low key. He's stepped away. I've got the news. Gunna's situations have already been worked by Warner. It's now under, well, it's still quote unquote technical on YSL, but they really don't got too much business ties that needs to be ironed out. It's already ironed out. So Young Thug being on the fuck Gunna campaign is a little bit like, what's going on here, brother? Now, it ties his album to Gunna's album, or his success to Gunna's success. If you're this big legendary artist, we thought this was going to be the most hype moment of Young Thug's career. I mean, he damn near beat a Rico, even though he didn't. He pled out, but he didn't go to jail or go to prison for a long time. I know he was locked up for like 2-3 years, but still, we thought this was going to be his moment. He's clearly one of the legends. He's one of the most talented artists of all time. And we thought this was going to be a bigger than life moment of him coming out of jail. We don't expect him to be focused.
Why do people be saying that though? He's the biggest artist of all time, already. One of the most influential. Oh, he wore dresses. And he kind of started beefing with Wayne. He started beefing with Wayne. Birdman brought him up. He was going through his stuff with Wayne. Birdman upped him to the next level. He had, I'm a stoner, I'm a stoner, I'm a stoner. That's tight. I'm not saying it's not tight, but to say he's mostly influential, that's a farce. That's a farce. That's a farce.
On the guy he signed, his subordinate, Gunna, the nigga he helped put on. No, you get what I'm saying? So that's the first mistake. The second mistake is this. I felt that, and this is me personally, that Lil Baby, before Young Thug got out, Lil Baby was a little bit getting in the freezer. He was cooling down. He went from hot lava, and it's been a gradual cool down over the last 2 years. Not saying he's irrelevant. He's whack. He has actually,
and that's funny that Act say that. I'm gonna show y'all this video.
A great club catalog, which is gonna keep him booked all the time. But dropping music that culturally moves anything and that we talk about, it became less and less and less and less, if you ask me, over 2 years. Okay. And I felt that Baby, out of loyalty to Thug, because he was going hard and basically saying fuck Gunna too, I felt Thug was like, you know what? I'm hot. I got to go link up with my mans and get him back as hot. And they've been kind of, remember him tweeting from jail, whatever Wham says goes. It feels like Thug was leveraging his heat, to help Baby's career. And it seems to still be the thing, because if this was supposed to be on Baby's album, why ain't on Thug's album? Like, it feels like Thug is trying to give his heat to Baby, and he has some crazy thing planned for his album later on. My thing is, Thug, the time is now. Drop your shit. Forget what Lil Baby got going on. Forget Gunna. Drop your shit, nigga. Anyway, the song that was supposed to come out, again, and I think this is a real song. His voice sounds a little bit altered, but we know Young Thug, he does many voices. Young Thug ain't even doing subliminals. He's just straight up naming niggas. Hear this. He said, yeah, Gotti, he tricked me for some years. I ain't know that nigga was telling. And then he says, the only reason I fuck with you, Gunna, it was because of Troop. Now, Troop is like some other Atlanta nigga. And supposedly that's how the story of how he kind of meets Gunna. But Young Thug is flat out saying it. I don't rock with these bitch ass niggas. Fuck these rats. That's what he's saying. He believes they're cooperants. Okay. Now, there's a tasteful way to do it in music, and there's a I don't give a fuck, let's crash out drill music type of way, where you just say their names and call them rats. Okay. Now that happened. And after that happened,
I don't know what to do.
We saw the lawyer, who I guess like these YSL lawyers and people were thinking, yo, we're all in it together. You know, I know Gunna got out early on a plea, but everybody else, we pretty much took it to the box. We're locked in for life. Everybody from Yak to everybody else, including Thug, that was left on, it was like 6 or 7 that pretty much took it all the way to the end, right? So the lawyer for Yak Gotti, his name is Douglas Weinstein. He actually said, Yak didn't say a single thing against Jeff in his interviews with the cops. I don't know where this is coming from. Yak had the opportunity to turn on Jeff during the trial to get out of his case easily, never took it. He stood tall and took it all the way to the jury. Now, the reason why people are bringing this up, Chad, is not because he said something like during the trial or took an early plea like Gunna. It's because of a video that came out that people have been calling the hypocrisy out on Thug. They wanted to know if Thug was going to stand on business, right? So they were saying to Thug, yeah, Thug, how are you mad at Gunna for snitching? And you claim, you know, you hate rats. You know, remember he did the interview with $1 Million worth of game where he like, yo, I got a rat detector, right? Remember that? Young Thug rats $1 million worth of game. He basically said he could detect. Listen to this. Is it this? No. Wait.
Only reason I put Gunna was because of Troop.
It was a thing where he's like, yo, if any of these niggas snitching, I could tell.
Best viewers on streamboo.com.
Absolutely. Because I'm the reason for the right. Boo Boo, who real name is Lester, watching you.
I'm not saying that I'm built a certain way.
I understand.
I'm not saying I'm built silent. I'm saying I'm built just normal. Like,
but niggas
normally,
listen,
you shouldn't tell.
But I understand you. But that dude that created himself in the mirror,
he ain't normal
in his room in the suburbs.
So you know, I'm basically gonna tell you what I tell myself. Right. Just being real, like you know, you can count. Okay. You know, I'm basically.
All you young niggas out there that's moving and operating.
Okay. All right. Anyway,
did I not be
okay? So anyway, there's a part I can't find it, and I want to like hold up the stream. There's a part where he literally just says, "Yo, check it out, man. I don't fuck with rats. I kind of could tell if a nigga is a rat. He not like that. This and third." So after the Gunna thing, people are like, "All right, we get it. You feel Gunna's a rat, cool." But then during the trial, there was a video that came out of Yak Gotti cooperating. Now, the street conversations about all of this has been saying Young Thug is a hypocrite and a conniving liar because he's claiming he doesn't fuck with rats, but it's been a known thing in Atlanta streets that the YSL niggas are getting locked up, and when they go down to the station, they're telling on their ops. They're saying Young Thug knew this, and because it benefited YSL, he never did nothing about it. He just don't like when other niggas he don't like snitch. So people were talking about that because they're saying, how did Gunna do that? How did Woody do what he did? And then it comes out with Yak Gotti interrogation video. And in this video, he even says, there's a part he says, yo, if y'all let me get out back to the streets, I could put a good case for y'all niggas together. I'll get a couple of these niggas locked up. Now, this is Yak Gotti, the rapper that's signed to Young Thug, right? Listen to this.
I told him what I heard. But as far as this, I got to get back to the streets and see if I can put something together so I can get y'all information. What you mean?
He said, let me get back to the streets. Let me get back in work mode. Let me get back to the streets, put this thing together for you, and I could come back with a couple of names. Okay?
If I was to hear, like, who did or who, you see what I'm saying? Like, I ain't been around Shannon, who did, no, none of them names. Anything else, I done told him what I heard. But
so again, I mean, I don't even know. You know, I think he's had an explanation of this. He claims that I don't know what the fuck he claims, but this shit was crazy.
I'm understand that too. So it's one, and that's what I was before.
You can read God's scriptures all day long, but if you at night busting heads,
that ain't what I
you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I understand
That means nothing. Most people when they come over here and stuff, they bring a Bible with them. And it be like, bro, like I ain't trying to play on.
My boy had a whole meal. They gave him the #1 ratatouille special. Extra mayo, light on the cheese.
Your face or nothing, but you should have been doing that beforehand. You know what I'm saying?
And everybody know you gotta wash it down with a goddamn Sprite. That was a Sprite right in there.
That was the main thing I always say.
What?
I ain't wait till I got locked up to start praying, but it's like a lot of people, you know, in the street, they wait till they get locked up to pray and go to the Bible study.
Now they got time to think. They ain't got no drugs in their system. They got ample free time. Most people, you think how much.
So he was really rapping with the detectives. So this came out and people were like, holy shit. These are street dudes. Now, you got to remember. Oh, look.
What about Duke?
Oh, shit. They gave him some sauce to dip in. This thing was going crazy. Yo, this was putting up 30 in the interrogation room. Dude looked like.
Dude older than them too. Yo ain't like to the point.
Oh, it was wings. Is that a blue cheese? One thing about Gotti, man, he do love the cheese. He do love the cheese. Could be blue cheese. Could be American cheese. It don't matter what cheese. Just give him the cheese. He gonna tell you something, bro.
I'll be old ass with nothing going on. Like,
bro, at least have the decency to put the chicken bone down while you tell it.
What about Duke?
Duke older than them too. Yo ain't like to the point. Like, I'll be old ass.
I ain't gonna lie, man. This shit was crazy. This shit was crazy, Chad. The full video. Where is the full video? It's right here. Oh shit, we published it. Oh my bad. I got sent the shit. I forgot who sent it to me. Yeah, Gotti, listen, man. I didn't want to look. My boy was getting down with that food. You bring me some McDonald's.
Let me ask you about Duke. Situation you got into with Duke. I know, man. You like, man, you put that motherfucker in front of me right now, I'll probably drop kick his ass. What?
This nigga talking to the detective like he on a date. I'm wondering how long you gotta be locked. It clearly was locked up because he's in like the prison outfit when they brought him in. How long you gotta be locked up that just for a plate of some wings that you like, yo, hold on, let me tell you a story about all these niggas.
At the BET Award with Tip?
For real. With Tip? And where were you? I would have been on Twitter. I don't know. Wait. Damn, dude, you with Tip. See, but they're like you just said, everybody got an alternate goal.
Alternative goal.
Yeah.
Basically.
And like Duke done been from so many clicks. So it's like, is that true?
There's no loyalty.
It's like no loyalty. And then what everybody's figuring out, like now, even me, even if I do decide, I don't want to be signed to YSL. I'm going to like, you feel, I'm like making known like this way who helped me. You feel me? I'm not going to just, yeah, I ain't like, dude, man, went from Migos to MPAs to YSL to what you bankroll mafia now. Like, it's just, and that would make me see, like when you said, everybody still got a alternative to go. But I'm gonna be on this shit. I want to see how like you could even look for another man like as a leech.
Because it's the whole.
Okay, this is 2 hours and 42 minutes of pure confessions, chat. Usher couldn't do a better sequel to his album, bro. Not even close. This right here is how you confess and confess. If you won't tell it, you got to tell it all, man. I don't know. This food must have been busted. Anyway, so that's what Young Thug is talking about. He's reacting to that video. Now, again, this is the first time Young Thug had to basically face these allegations saying, yo, Thug, man, you've been a fraud. Like, you've been saying you don't fuck with snitches, but niggas been snitching way before court started. Yak Gotti was telling. So he's basically admitting in the song, he said, yo, I don't fuck with Yak Gotti. And he tricked me for some years because I didn't know he was telling, right? So the lawyer for Yak Gotti said, yo, Yak didn't say a single word. Okay, right? Said Yak had the opportunity to turn on Jeff during the trial to get out of the case easy. He never took it. He stood tall, took it all the way to the jury. Then he continued by saying, the state wants nothing more than to turn Gunna, Jeff, and Yak on each other. These are all talented artists who the state wants to drag down. Heaven forbid they rise above their station. Don't let them do it. He then responds. He says, no one should ever talk to the cops. I agree. This after someone says, Doug, you were pushing this narrative that Sergio Kitchens ruined the case. Now you want to say it's the state. He says, no one should ever talk to the cops. I agree, but no one listened to me. And someone then says, yo, it's time to let the rappers do their thing, Doug. There's a whole different rationale being used right now, which I agree with. You know what I mean? Like, he was using legal rationale to get these guys back on the streets. They're all back on the streets, right? The lawyer then says, I don't care who comes after DK, street cops or DA, I'll always be there for him, even if he may not want it. Okay. And he says, a lawyer's still lawyering. He says, nobody comes forth clients without me. What? I don't know what that means. I guess he's standing up for his client. Young Thug responded back to that with a simple one-line tweet. I think he deleted it too. He says, you fucking rat representer. Shut up. He's clearly talking to the lawyer, basically ignoring and not giving a fuck what Douglas Weinstein is talking about. And I don't know, man. You know, I think Young Thug, he don't got to leave it alone. We just don't want to hear about it. Honestly, we don't want to hear about it. I think you don't serve him no favors to keep mentioning this. They told you can't talk about or communicate with some of these individuals. You can't threaten nobody. You can't talk tough. You can't rap about this. You can't wipe your nose. You can't do this. You can't do a lot of things as per the conditions of your probation that you did sign off on. And it wasn't pretty much, even though it was a non-negotiated plea, damn, it was a negotiated plea because that Judge Whitaker was pretty good to you. You should probably try to stay within the confines of her order that you could stay on the road. Leave it alone or rap about it. But tweeting like you're super upset, I can't understand it. Okay. I think it looks crazy from a fan perspective, a viewer perspective, a listener perspective, because we're like, brother, we just don't get you, bro. And there's no music to kind of like substantiate all of this. So I don't know. We will see, though. We will see. What else is going on? Offset. We'll get into that. Oh, let's get into the little yachtster. So little yachtster. Lil Yachty was on Flatboy Mac's stream, and there was an interesting part of the stream that got a lot of people upset. Okay, let's see if we can find that part. It was a part where Yachty previews a song for Max, and he uses a bar referencing George Floyd. This is it right here.
Wait for it. I TSUS, I'm finna go break the bank for it. Put my knee up on her neck, I went George Floyd. I be tweaking, she get wet, she gon' wait for me. Wait for it. Wait for it. I just got up on my neck, it's a sunshine.
Now, the most hilarious part about this, not saying the bar is funny, but the most hilarious part about this in the reaction is this nigga right here. It's like this nigga, as soon as he heard it, he was like, this nigga tripping. But I got paid to be here, so I'm going to just vibe out. Look at this nigga right here.
Wait for it.
Look,
wait for it.
He not in.
I TSUS, I'm finna go break the bank for it. Put my knee up on her neck, I went George Floyd. I be tweaking.
You know when you look at someone, y'all hear that? Y'all hear that?
She get wet, she gon' wait for me. Wait.
He don't even know how to react. He like...
Wait for it. I just got up on my neck. It's a sunshine.
This was so weird. They're like,
wait for it. Wait for it.
Anyway, do I think this is a big deal? don't know how I feel about this, honestly. Actually, it's pretty bad. On the scale of, I'm gonna go out with my chopper like I'm Kobe Bryant. Y'all remember when Meek rapped that? Yeah, this is bad too. Yeah. Meek Mill, go out, chopper, Kobe Bryant. Like that was bad too, Chad. Like that was bad. Now here's my thing, and when I say I don't know how I feel about it, is that yeah, it might not be like oh, that's a dope bar, right? Because obviously you start thinking about the tragedy and even much more than that, everything that was the effects of that in the United States and just in culture and just among people in general was a huge social movement that really mattered a lot, right? And yeah, you don't want to trivialize it. I get that. However, I'm not the person who says you say one bar that doesn't fit too good or you kind of forced it, let's cancel you. So I'm not with that shit. Obviously, I'm one of the people they've tried to cancel over everything. So I'm just going to say that's a bad bar, Yachty. Like you try to make something, comedians always say you could joke about everything. And they're saying that if you say something that people think are too sensitive, the joke just not funny enough. Because comedians really believe you could joke about everything. You can joke about death, everything. Like they've joked about Hitler. They've joked about the assassination of everybody. And they're like, there's a way to do it. And if you get backlash, you're just not funny enough. That's just basically how they take it. I look at it here. I'm not going to say you could necessarily rap. I guess you could rap about everything. I'm just going to say, bruh, we're just going to calm it down. Okay, bad bar, Yachty, but we're not going to cancel Yachty. Okay, I think everybody just wants, like when they see something, it's like blood hungry sharks that are just circulating. They're like, oh, you said that? Oh, we're done with Yachty. Fuck yeah. No. I'm pretty sure Yachty's gonna see the backlash. I'm pretty sure he's gonna be like, you know what? I could have done better. It's kind of regrettable. With all due respect to the family of the late George Floyd, and I do respect the plight and everything that really spurred from his death. And I think that should be it. I just don't like how social media be dragging niggas. Like social media be dragging niggas like you say something or you make one mistake or like we get it. Like we could tell Yachty was just trying to do some rap some bar he thought was cool. It's just not cool. So we could just say, nigga, all right, that was whack and keep it moving. But people want him out of here. Like I'm seeing some people so mad. Like they're like, we got to cancel him. And the reason why I stop short of people having those reactions is because that's where we get. You remember what happened to the baby? We're like, yeah, granted, like, yeah, he probably shouldn't be on stage in 2020, whatever that was, saying, yo, put your hands in the air if you ain't got HIV or you ain't whatever the case that is. Yeah, that's regrettable and maybe he wouldn't do it again. But to try to like kill somebody's career over like, no, that's where I look at it, right? But do I think it's a fire bar? No. All right. Oh, let's play that Meek Mill lyric. That shit was. What was the name of the song? It said, if I ever lack, I'm going out with my chopper. I'll be another Kobe. Yo, that shit was crazy. Wait, never mind. The song was called Don't Worry. Let's see. This shit was. Did he ever release it? Nah, this was just a bad bar.
I said be enough.
Wait, I'm trying to find the leak. Oh, this is it?
Too much giving and not pop for me. Look me in my eyes and said she's pure water. Yeah, I know she lying to
all right,
me, but it's gonna make me fuck her.
All right, did he talk about Lucian? Because I don't really know what's going on with this.
An instruction, direction, or suggestion that any music works or a music video by pushing
right here.
According to and promotion of the music works by Ken. Whatever they had going on.
And
blew up your car. So again, I mean,
oh, this was funny what you said about Kid Cudi.
You actually were like living all of this as we described, where you were like, it felt literally like otherworldly. I'm like, is this my life right now? How did that experience affect the way that you felt about people in this industry and just like what you had gotten yourself into in your career?
Oh man, I already had I was already standoffish from the industry, so it just made me even more
freaked out.
Yeah, I was like,
Yeah.
man, this shit is crazy, you know. So I was already kind of sheltered in my own little space with my small group of friends, but this is like, and that's kind of like the thing about LA. It's like if you see me somewhere, it's like they're seeing like a monk that they haven't seen in like 100 years. And oh, Cudi here? He don't be nowhere. Like you don't see me. I'm not.
Calm down, nigga. You ain't Frank Ocean. Calm it down. Calm it down. Calm it down. Okay. Yeah, Kid Cudi, I'm gonna be honest with you, man. Like I was left confused by your testimony. I don't think you held Homegirl down a lot. I think if anything, you helped Diddy. I don't think you meant to help Diddy, but I think you were hurt and you were still there's probably unresolved issues knowing that you were kind of used as a pawn by Cassie as this guy who Diddy came in and Diddy was standing on business about his girl. Diddy was down to fuck you up. Diddy looked you square in the face when you said, what's good with my car? Looked at you and said, what car, little nigga? You said nothing about it. Walked in your house, threw your little chihuahua in the fucking bathroom, locked that bitch. Okay. Went through your Christmas gifts and blew up your car. So again, I mean, I don't know if your testimony helped, but I guess it goes to your story that you played a part in this. And I don't know if you could have went on a Vlad TV interview and got it off, gang. Because nothing you said in court was for the intended purpose, in my opinion. Whatever. Okay. Okay, we'll move past that. Okay. Are we getting to the Drake stuff now? We could get to the Drake stuff now if y'all want. Hold on. Okay, I guess we should do that, right? Okay, so a bunch of stuff has happened. Is it what's the name of this Twitter? There's a Twitter account that posts all the Drake stuff. Let me find it. Don't tell me it's this. Is it this? Oh, it's called OVO Docket. All right, so let's kind of go over what's happening in court. I see so many people, and you know the funny thing about I'm watching people online like make up these like I've kind of been I take myself out of the Twitter conversations because half of these people they have zero idea about the music industry and they're just pushing an agenda, right? So a lot of times I see when people read these things, the conclusions they come to are just flat out incorrect. So I'll help you guys try to navigate through this a little bit. Obviously I do have some feelings about the lawsuit. And if you guys want that as well, I'll give it to you. But I'll try to help you navigate through how this works. Because what happens is that you get a bunch of, I'll say, industry illiterate people breaking down industry coded conversations. Okay. So Drake wanted Kendrick Lamar's recording contract, among other things. Drake actually filed a document. He filed a document basically saying, give me a second, that they were requesting for a bunch of things to be produced. Now, let me just give you, and let me get to it. Motion to, okay, here we go. So we need this, and then we need one more. Okay. Send declaration. Here we go. Okay, bet. Okay, so let me explain to you how, again, I think we've been through this. I feel like we're almost damn near legal experts ourselves. This is a civil case. The way it works is that there is a very long process, especially when you have lawyers firing off motions and oppositions to motions, and then there's appeals, and then sometimes the court has to deal with the judge has to deal with a lot of people because there's a lot of parties involved. Now, usually it starts with a complaint. A complaint is filed in court. After the complaint is filed, you serve the person. After service is done, you basically then start the process. Now, there's some not motions, but pre-procedural processes that happen. And if you ever look at a docket of like court, you'll see it in a civil legal proceeding. However, one of the first things that is very important is we need discovery. Discovery is evidence that is going to be used to prove or disprove the case. What is discovery? Discovery is basically both parties are allowed to request reasonable documents, evidence that could be provided by the other side that they could prove their point, which means, hey, listen, I got hurt at your house. I asked you to pay me. Maybe this was out of court. You're like, this ain't my house. I could request the title, the deed, the proof that you have a lease with the house. So you could, that's all good for discovery. Okay. So now let's bring this to the Drake case. Okay. And then once you're at discovery, at least it works in most state courts in the civil cases. No court wants to have an actual trial. They're going to force you to go into mediation. Go sit down, go figure it out. See if we could avoid and save the court resources, taxpayers' times who are paying the judges by y'all figuring it out with somebody in the middle. Hey, yo, what do you want? What do you want? Could we figure this out some way? It all gets dismissed. Sometimes there's 2 or 3 of these meetings that happen. We're not even there yet, but that's usually after the discovery phase. Okay? So after discovery, you do that. Also, in between, and kind of like, this discovery phase is a long phase, you get to do, and this is what, I think everybody's weaponizing now in hip hop, these things called depositions. Depositions are a fact-finding, fact-building method, just like asking for a document or a contract that you're like, hey, we want to compel this person to sit, and we ask him any question for this amount of time, and we could hopefully gather some evidence to help the case. Okay? Now, hip-hop is very different now. I'm going to be honest with you. There's a bunch of legal shit going on, and it's going on. We usually think about it in the criminal sense, but it's happening in the civil sense. Meg Thee Stallion, she's doing that. Meg Thee Stallion just Aiden Ross. Remember, I was on Kick with Aiden Ross, and I told Aiden somebody subpoenaed me to do a deposition in a case they're not even suing me in. They're suing another blogger, Milagro. They just subpoenaed Aiden Ross. They want to see if Aiden Ross got paid by Tory. They have all these and really at this point, I don't even think Rock Nation or these companies actually believe that Aiden Ross got paid by Tory Lanez. Aiden Ross is up at $200 million. You think he got paid? What do you think Tory paid him to be on the side? What do you think Tory paid me to be on the side? But that's their thought. And really, I think that's not even a legit thought. I think it's more to harass people now, right? So it's like, yo, we're going to bring Aiden Ross in. Maybe we could ask him about if he's talked to Tory in jail and if he ever paid for Tory's lawyers or if he, whatever. You get what I'm saying? So that's one of the things too. And by the way, I'm giving you this layout because this is going to happen in this Drake case. They're going to do their best to say, we need to have a deposition with Kendrick. And Drake's lawyers are going to sit there and ask Kendrick about, have you ever cheated on your wife? I'm letting y'all know this is going to happen. Have you ever cheated on your wife? Has your wife ever cheated? By the way, you have to be truthful in a deposition. You're actually sworn in. You raise your right hand. They say, yo, do you swear? Yes, because it's basically a sworn declaration. It's just in audio and video. So whenever Drake gets Kendrick in a deposition, and by the way, I'm surprised. I think Kendrick is trying to keep it hip hop, honestly, because Kendrick should file a countersuit. I'm gonna be honest with you. Like, nigga, you bringing me up in this shit, I'm gonna bring you up in some shit. Okay? They're gonna ask Kendrick, nigga, you ever cheat on your girl? You ever beat your girl? You ever slapped her? You ever did this? You ever? And he has to answer these things. We're a long way off from that, right? And I could imagine Kendrick has lawyers that are going to say, Drake ain't suing me. He need to get up with the niggas he's suing. I ain't got nothing to do with that, right? And that'll probably maybe be successful because Kendrick isn't the source of the lawsuit. However, he's referenced a shit ton of times. So Drake is suing UMG. And remember, Spotify is not added to this. They were in a pre-litigation action, and also iHeartMedia was in a pre-litigation action, but those have been resolved, and it's just Drake versus UMG. Cool. Drake is asking for discovery. And if the judge finds that his claim has some merit to be listened to, they could enforce that these requests that he has to be at least listened to. Okay? Now, this okay, this is not the whole thing. Sorry. Okay. Here, well, let me find the full request. Is this it? Okay, there's Lucian right there. And then there's another one. Okay. Is it this? No. Oh, this is with the. Oh, okay, yeah, it is. Okay. Okay, so these are the requests Drake's team and his lawyers are requesting. He wants the contracts between UMG and Kendrick. Now, I'm going to be honest with you, and brother, I'm just always going to kick it straight with y'all. I'm not a fan of this shit. I'm not a fan of this lawsuit, period. I think it's just trying to pry. I don't think Kendrick's contract has nothing to do with Not Like Us, my nigga. I just don't. However, this is where I think we're at in rap. You get to essentially bully somebody legally, right? Now, granted, the Kendrick lie, yes. I think Drake should have sued Kendrick. You lied on me, nigga. Fuck it. You lied. But this idea, we're looking at contracts. There's nothing in this contract that's going to say, even though I guess the thinking here is Kendrick was incentivized to make up these lies. I think niggas just want to pull Kendrick's contract to see what he's really getting. And I'm pretty sure if Drake gets it, Drake gonna diss him 50 million times more subliminally. Like, yeah, nigga, I know you got that 80-20 split. Like, yo, I know all of that. Yeah, it's gonna happen. But anyway, he wants the contracts, right? Cool. By the way, UMG did produce some shit. I'm gonna let you know they gave. So he wants anything with UMG and Kendrick, okay? And he wants these agreements to reflect who has the right. Okay, this makes sense. Okay. So good. So he's basically saying he don't care how much, which I would hope. So you don't care how much he's getting or what his splits are. Good. But you want the agreements to reflect whose right it is to approve, reject, refuse, publish, edit, amend, alter, or veto the publication of his music. Okay. Now, that's also a little bit of an interesting request, if you ask me, chat, because the same contract or the same way how Drake contract is probably worded the same. Y'all are two big artists on a major label. They're not reinventing the wheel for one nigga and not for you. So if you have the right, if the label has the right to approve, reject, refuse, or publish, and they have the final say over your music, they probably do have it over Kendrick's music. And maybe this is just a formality because they just needed to proceed. But I would imagine, like, Drake, you can look in the mirror and figure out what it is, right? Like, nigga, the right to do these things is probably the same thing with you, right? Drake document request 2. All documents and communications relating to your approval and consent to the publishing the record. So again, you know, these are sign-offs. So usually when a record comes out, whether it's a DocuSign or something, like, there's some agreements that have to be signed. You know what I mean? Hey, we're releasing it. We own the rights. The person who produced it be like, hey, we own the rights of the this, da. And it's almost like transferring all the rights, right?
No.
Any communication between Ramon related to recording